Hello everyone, Silverstruck here. Welcome to the Silverstruck channel. Boy, do I have an exciting video for all of you vintage silver fans out there. When I went to my local coin shop, the one that I frequent the most, I was presented with a box of vintage silver, but not just any vintage silver. This is older bars, all odd weight, but also obscure refiners. So not a box of Engelhard, Johnson Matthey, or even some lesser known but highly sought after names like Hoffman and Hoffman or Simmons, although that would have been cool because your better known names typically are more collectible. These names are really difficult to do any research on, and so I did research on basically all of them and came up a little short. So when I roll the footage that you'll see from inside my coin shop, that's right, I actually did a video inside the coin shop, and I'm going to roll that in just a minute, and you notice any of these refiners, you have any information, please drop me a comment in the comment section, and that will help with my research. Now, I'm going to share with you information on my local coin shop. Here he is right here. I've talked about this shop before, Seacoast Coin and Jewelry, owned by a really cool guy named Dan. He does a great job. The place was packed. It was shoulder to shoulder, buying and selling going on, so I had to wait for a break in the action to be able to roll footage inside here. And what we're about to see are some wonderful bars that total 425 ounces of silver. So what a score here. I did come home with one bar, so see if you can guess which bar that ended up being. So I wonder how many of you were able to guess that, and also leave that in the comment section if you'd like to. So without further delay, let's go ahead and have some fun and check out some really cool vintage silver. We're going to start the video, of course, with approaching the box, how it was presented. Here we have all 6 bars out on display, all odd weight. On the right-hand side, the larger bars. I'm going to start with that 100-ounce GRC, another 100-ouncer, and this one here is a really interesting stamp, Jewelry Refining from Provincetown, Rhode Island, and this Garsco, 75 ounces. Here we have a bunch of 50-ounce bars. They're all from the same refiner, all odd weight, all GRC. Each one is awesome and has their individual character. The Garsco here, this was the most interesting bar of the lot, in my opinion. Looks like shipwreck silver. Check out those pore lines. Gnarly pore lines, just wonderful. The nooks and crannies, look at the pore marks. It's just covered. And the toning, the color, it's just a wonderful bar and really great in the hand. 74.91 ounces in total. Beautiful. Here we have that 100-ouncer I was talking about from Provincetown, Rhode Island. It has a serial number. The color on this bar is out of this world. Beautiful 3/9 fine silver. Check out that color. The reverse has some character, not as much as the last bar, but you can see those pore marks, you can see the toning. Just awesome bar. Look at that bar. This one was harder to handle. 100 ounces, but it's a brick. This is a compact 100 ounces of silver. I really struggled holding it with one hand while I was filming, and just a wonderful 100-ounce brick. If you're in the market for something like that, it's a great way to add some weight. The 50-ounce bars were all excellent. I liked every single one of them, but one stood out to me, and it's that 50.3-ounce odd weight GRC bar. The color, amazing. Pore lines, check. Beautiful. It's also oddly shaped, so you can see it has some interest there. The reverse, it doesn't have as much as the pore lines or the cool lines and the pore marks as some of the other bars had, but decent reverse. Imagine that coming out of the cast back in the day, or the mold. Beautiful, beautiful bars. 6 beautiful bars. I sincerely hope you enjoyed that awesome footage from inside my coin shop. Thank you, Dan, for letting me film. I don't typically ask that. And if you guessed the 50-ounce odd weight GRC bar, you'd be correct. So let me give you a little bit more detail on this bar. I know you just saw it in that video, but here it is in the hand once again. And you can just see that toning and color, the pore lines, the oddities, and how the bar was formed. One side of the bar is thicker than the other. So it has kind of a tapered wedge look to it. This one just spoke to me. I really did want that 75-ounce bar, but, you know, I've done videos in the past sharing with everyone that I'm putting a kid through college, and another one very shortly. You know, 50 ounces of silver at today's spot price is pretty hefty, so I actually traded, and Dan let me trade even Steven, so I'm going to share a pic of inside the Silver Struck safe, the main safe I have. Very rarely share anything from inside my safe, and you can see I traded a retro Silvertown bar. No, that's not an authentic vintage Silvertown. It's a retro Silvertown bar. So I traded that even Steven for this GRC, and I love this bar, this authentic vintage. So even though that Silvertown's super cool, I love that Silvertown bar, I'm happy to have this GRC. So trading, you know, sometimes it's a necessary evil to keep on stacking, especially when you're putting your children through school. I just needed the ability to be able to add something to the stack I wanted to without losing too much out of the pocket, or in this case, nothing. So very, very happy with that. So that will conclude the video. I hope you enjoyed checking everything out in this video, and would love to hear from you in the comment section. I love talking with all of you. You guys are great. And as always, thank you so much for watching.